this situation just got way more ridiculous, and I think it's been going on for far too long. Welcome back to the Bengals Digest channel. I'm Carson Lokey. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. And yes, it seems like ever since we have drafted Shemar Stewart out of Texas A&M, there has been some topic of discussion and new updates every single day about him not signing a contract, his debating and on the internet with the front office. It's been a crazy few months with him not even being officially a Bengal yet. But before I jump into things, don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. If you love the Bengals as much as me and my co-host Isaac, we're going to be talking about the Bengals and only the Bengals every single day right here on the Bengals Digest channel. So don't forget to subscribe. We're now on the road to 3,000. We already hit 2,000. Can't thank you guys enough. But back to Shemar Stewart. Like I said, it seems like it's been a roller coaster of emotions with Shemar Stewart. When we first drafted him, a lot of fans were upset. I was kind of in between. It wasn't who I would have picked right there. But I wasn't mad about the pick, and the more I learned about his personality, I got really excited about him. And then the whole contract thing started happening, and then he started speaking out against the front office, which I'm not against, but I was like, dang, you're not even on a team yet, and you're speaking out against the front office. When Joe Burrow does it, it's fine, but when a rookie does it who's not even signed, that's a little crazy, and I've made my opinion very well known, where I feel like a lot of people are 100% one side or 100% the other side, meaning people are on Shemar Stewart's side or people are on the Bengals side. I'm in between. I think the Bengals have handled it wrong, and I think Shemar Stewart has handled it wrong. I'm not going to talk about Trey Hendrickson in this video, but I think the same about his situation. I think the Bengals have handled it wrong, and I think Trey Hendrickson has handled it wrong. But the newest report, an update about what Shemar Stewart is doing now is absolutely insane. And if it's true, I think this would be the first time this would ever happen in the history of the NFL. I could be wrong about that, but I don't remember anything this crazy happening. So let me jump right into it. Shemar Stewart reportedly working out with Texas A&M, could try to return to college in 2025. I think this might be the first time I've ever seen a player get drafted first round and decide to try to go back to college. Your whole point of playing football is to make it to the NFL, yes? You made it. And you won't sign a contract because of one little line in the contract. I know no one else has had to sign this as a first-round pick in Bengals history before, but thousands of first-round picks in the rest of the NFL who didn't get drafted by the Bengals have signed the same contract with the same language. So that's a little bit absurd to me. And the fact that he's trying, or at least working out with Texas A&M, it's not the worst thing to me because that's where he went to college, and if he doesn't feel comfortable working out in Cincinnati, go back to where you're comfortable. I understand that. But trying to get back to Texas A&M, that's absurd. Shemar Stewart has reportedly been working out with the Texas A&M football team this summer and could attempt to play at the school again if his Bengals contract isn't figured out. Cover 3 podcast, but Elliott noted on the show that Stewart has been fully involved in the Aggies workout. Not just there, not working out by himself, but he's fully involved in the Aggies workouts. He's working out with the team. He's doing the team workouts, not working out by himself. He's working out with the team. That's crazy. This is another quote from the show. A guy who has had some good Texas A&M stuff in the past, he hit me. He's like, hey, Shemar Stewart might end up back here. He's been at College Station. He's been fully involved in workouts. Elliott noted on the show he could try to come back and play this season and go into the draft again next year. Stewart and the Bengals have been at odds over difficult default language in his contract since the team selected him with the 17th pick in April's NFL draft. That's insane. Let me read a little bit more. Just so it explains a little bit. As of now, Stewart isn't allowed to play for Texas A&M this coming season unless he goes to court to try and play. That would be absurd. That would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. A move like this would not necessarily help Stewart because if he did get a waiver to play for A&M this season, then Cincinnati would still retain his draft rights. So if he goes back and plays for Texas A&M, when he's done, he would just come right back to Cincinnati anyways. Players only lose those rights if he sits out of football entirely this fall and re-enters the draft next spring. It may not be legal yet, but everything in NCAA ecosphere is subject to litigation, Elliott said about a return. There has been no recent statement from Shemar Stewart's camp or the Bengals updating the contract situation. That's absurd to me. So, as of right now, he is in Texas A&M, College Station, working out with his former team, the Aggies. Now, I would understand it if he was doing his own personal workouts, just using the facility. But the fact that you're working out with the team, trying to find a way where you can go back to college and play with Texas A&M, knowing that if you go back and find a way to play for Texas A&M, you would still have to just go straight back to Cincinnati the next offseason, that doesn't make much sense to me. You're just going to restart the whole contract saga over again, and it's going to extend and go on for way too long, like it already has been, way too long than it needs to be. This should have been done forever ago. From either other side, if Shemar Stewart won't budge Bengals, fine. Just take that wording out of the contract and do it next year, and put out a statement, say, hey, next year, whoever we draft first round, this is going to be the freaking language on your contract, so you know that before we don't have to go through all this stuff again. Or Shemar Stewart, realize you are one of the luckiest people on earth. You know how many people dream of being a first round draft pick? You are one of them. You have the chance to play in the NFL for a very good football team. For a team that has Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, etc., 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 etc. You go to play along Trey Hendrickson, one of the best defensive edge, hopefully, we get him signed, edge rushers in the league. You get to play right next to B.J. Hill, T.J. Slayton, who have been dominant forces in the league. You get to play in front of Logan Wilson as the linebacker. You know how many people would want to be in that situation? And I know, I understand it. NFL is a business, and if I was offered a job and I didn't like the contract, I would fight against the contract. But I would still be like, you know what? I bet there's millions of people out here that would want this job, and I'm battling life and death against one line in this contract. At some point, both sides have to realize how stupid of a situation this has become and how ridiculous it all sounds, and the fact that it's been going on for way too long. This contract situation should have been resolved as soon as he got drafted. We should have been able to sign him immediately, and now he is the only first-round pick not signed. Same as last year, Amarius Mims was the last first-round pick to be signed. That's just the Bengals. You know the Bengals. They're very stubborn with their contracts. They're very particular about how they negotiate contracts and salaries and guarantees and all that good stuff. We all know that about the Cincinnati Bengals, and we all don't love it about the Cincinnati Bengals, but that's just how they operate. And in my opinion, they've been doing a lot better than they used to, so they're getting better at it. And now they're trying to do what most other organizations do with their rookie contracts. Shemar Stewart doesn't like that for whatever reason. Because Amarius Mims didn't have to sign that same language last year, Shemar Stewart will not sign the same language as last year. Or he will not sign not the same language as last year. He wants the same contract Amarius Mims have. The Bengals aren't giving him because they're trying to do what every other team in the league has been doing for years. When you really think about it, it's such a stupid situation. The Bengals are trying to catch up with the times and do what every other organization is doing. If Shemar Stewart got picked one pick before or one pick after, he would have to sign the same contract with the same language because like every other team in the league has been using this language in their contracts for years. The Bengals haven't. But the fact that he was drafted 17th to the Cincinnati Bengals, he won't sign the contract because of one line in the contract, which is different language than the Bengals have usually used. In the Bengals, you draft him 17th. Figure out a contract that he's happy with. I don't care if he has removed that line. I personally don't care. I just want him on my team. I think we're better with him, and we're not going to be better without him. That's for sure. So I'd rather have him on the team. I'd rather have him signed. I don't care if that means removing one line. I'm at the point where I don't care about either side. I think both sides are stupid in this situation. It's just ridiculous to this point. This contract situation has been going on for far too long. Every new update, it's more and more ridiculous from both sides. They should be able to figure this out. But I went on a spiel, so I will end this video here as I went a little bit too long. But thank you so much for watching this Bengals Digest channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. We're on the road to 3,000. Once again, thank you so much for all the love you guys have shown this channel. Comment down below what you feel about the contract situation, how far it's been going, how ridiculous it has been. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, because Bengal football is better together. Before the Bengals Digest channel, I'm Carson Lokey. Have an amazing day, and God bless.